all of a sudden we get GNX. You know what, nigga? They're disrespectful.
Nah, it's just, it's this.
Are you fluffing that shit?
He is.
I don't know what to be upset.
Don't worry. 3 months from now.
Oh, 3 months from now.
3 months from now. Because what's gonna happen is he gonna hear it too many times, and it's gonna catch him. And he be like, damn, you know what? That shit do got a fucking bop to it. You know what I'm saying? Drake ain't putting no shit out. He just out here suing people.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick. Somebody asked me this before we get
Before we start.
Before we ask this nigga why he has a pillow on my bar. Somebody asked me this question. I just want to ask y'all before we get into some other topics. Do you want to grow or do you want to change?
You just starting off with the hard shit.
That's a good
Hold on,
question,
before
bro.
we even get into that, that shit's gonna be a whole different topic right there. What's the deal?
Put my shades back on. I just woke up, nigga. Sit down. Just woke up, nigga. You gonna come out asking that? What's up?
He just come right out. That could have been for the end. He just
That's
come
a great
right.
question.
That's a very good question, but damn, all right, we'll do that. We'll flip it. It's your boy LawMo in the building. That man drinking this water supply. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Get you.
The C, the H, the O, the P, the the S. Yes.
This man trademarked this song. Man. That's what I'm talking about.
It's your boy CHOPPS. Chops is in the building. What's good, bitch?
And to the right of me, coming in with his briefcase in handy for Mr. R.B. Graham, the attorney at law, attorney H.O. Yeah, you gonna need that for this boy.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You gonna need that for this.
It's your boy Larry H.O.T. What we doing up here, man? I had just woke up from a little nap.
Man, we on activity.
Yeah.
All right, so let's answer your question. The question is, do you want to grow
Or do you want to change?
or do you want to change?
Man.
I had a conversation with my therapist. Shout out to my therapist. I can't say your name, but you know who you are. Do you want to? But she asked me that question because of my transition, which I'm going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to grow or do you want to change? For
grow?
me, I said grow. Then I asked her, I said, well, what does that mean? She says, well, you can grow as a person and you can keep certain morals and things in your life that stay the same that who you are. You can't grow into something bad, but you can change into something bad. Because if you already who you are and now you're just growing from that, that's something different. As for you were something and you're changing something, that could be for the better or for the worse.
Mm-hmm.
So which one do you want? Do you want to grow or do you want to change?
The cool part about life is to be able to look at yourself at certain stages of your life and seeing where you are and what you become and where you stand and where you're trying to go. Because when you're growing, you're having a better sense of understanding of who you are in its totality. So you understand what makes you tick. You understand why you are the way you are. You understand why you make certain decisions. And if you're able to grow, that means you're learning. But I do believe it's harder to change than to grow. Hear me out. Unless you are forced into something, you're not really changing that much. Like, for instance, it's more difficult for somebody to be change an eating habit for the better, despite you knowing what it can do for you. Most of the time, it'd be a situation where it become a health issue, or you're in a situation where you can't eat certain stuff to actually change to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're growing, it's a progression beyond that, to where you at least feel like you're accomplishing something. You at least feel like you're evolving into something. You know what I mean? And so growing is more like a situation where it's like a progression thing that I would appreciate. I think change can work. I do think change is harder to be because it's harder to maintain. Yeah, that's just like a long-winded answer. But
I think you need some form of change to grow.
hold up, before you go further than that, why I do agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we say change, it's more like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's almost like a permanent stance to make.
Oh, okay. So you either or, that's what we asking?
Yeah, like
am I
saying that right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's it's like when you're growing, it's like a slow progression to a situation.
Yeah, definitely. What I was talking to my therapist about is growth is understanding where you're at and growing from that.
Right.
Yeah.
Changing is not liking something, and for better or for worse, because you can change bad and you can change good. But that means that you were in a place that you weren't comfortable with, so you had to change something. So the only way you grow is that you understand where you're at and you grow from it. Meaning that as time goes on, you learn different things.
Yeah,
you learn and you I don't want to say change. You just look at things a different way.
But growth is real change.
Correct. But in this instance, when I say grow, you're the grow or change, some people think as, okay, I'm going to change. Meaning that, fuck you, I'm not talking to nobody more, I'm doing this. And those things are not done in a healthy way. As if you grow, you learn from what the mistakes you have, and then you go forth saying, okay, you know what? I made those mistakes. I've learned from them. Let me move forward. Yeah. Change does not necessarily mean you move forward. That means you
just switch it from one position to another.
Okay, you know what? Shit. The good guy ain't winning. I'm about to be an asshole.
Yeah. And then you being an asshole when you being an asshole in a situation where you still at heart is still good, and now you find yourself being just dishonest with yourself in this process, and now you find yourself in a worse situation that you were before.
Right.
Growth is a situation of actually appreciating who you are, good and bad, and figuring out how to grow from there. How to take that bad and make it up to any good, or how to even learn from that bad and even accept it. Some people have a hard time just accepting who they are.
Big facts.
Yeah, true.
100%.
Like, you don't have to be perfect or this, ideal person. You just have to understand who you are.
Yeah.
If you are a person that helps everybody out, you buy drinks, that's cool. But if you also have to understand if you're a person that's late and either work on it, you have to understand that too. Like, life is continuous progression.
Yeah.
You choose the paths that you constantly speak on. Whether you make it there or not, those choices along the way are building the person that you are.
The reason why I asked that question, and this is really aimed towards you, H.O., because me and you talk a lot. And we both have come to the consensus of, hey, listen, we got to move regardless of who's with us.
Yeah.
And we've watched our surroundings in our community. We like, hey, we love everybody, but everybody ain't going to be able to ride on this train with us.
Right.
And it made us look at certain pieces in our lives and us coming together, doing our thing, and even doing our thing with you of, okay, niggas got to grow. And sometimes you outgrow people. Unfortunately, no matter what position they hold in your life, you outgrow people. Yeah, I love you to my brother, you to my sister, whatever that is.
1,000%.
But I can't rock with you right now because I've outgrown you. We're not in the same space that I can be around that anymore. Not saying that person that cannot grow, and I don't want to say catch up because I'm not above anybody.
Right.
But grow where we are seeing eye to eye on the same playing field. And I know you dealt with that a lot because in your circles, you have been that one to say, you know what, nah, y'all, I can't do that right now. Yeah. I'm growing into this, whether it's your line, your life coaching, your event coordinating. All those things have elevated you to the point that you're putting yourself in positions of doing a Vest Fest and all these things. And then that you've grown mentally, not just physically. And I've seen you distance yourself from people saying, hey, and I watch them same people come up to you and you fuck with them and all that, but on certain, you like, okay, yeah. Nope, can't do that. I'm gone. Yeah. I gotta do this.
Right.
I don't know whether you answered the question whether it's change or grow, but how does that help you grow?
I was having a conversation with somebody today, and we was like, when you find they say when people want to stay doing the same thing continuous.
Yeah.
I say I really feel that people that do that don't have a purpose. They haven't found their purpose.
Right.
So I'm saying that to say when I found like purposeful things I like to do, they helped me grow, which made me disconnect from a lot of old things I couldn't do no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't sit up there, for example, even with my event special DJing. If I have a wedding on a Sunday, weddings, man, that's damn near like an 8 to 10 hour gig.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta make sure everything good. And one of y'all called me saying, hey, bro, we finna go to just say club, turn up, this and that. I ain't finna get back in the house till 6 a.m. Now I got a contract out on me for this wedding. That's what I do. So you think I'm gonna go out that Saturday night and risk it? You really risking it all. Your contract. My father always say, all you have is your name. Your name, your growth, in which that wedding gonna lead to other events. Trust me, that's what happens. I can't risk it. I can't do the same things. Now, back in the day, when I wasn't in that space to where I was doing these type of things, oh yeah, I do it. I'm just getting up and not doing nothing the next day. But now, since I have grown into these type of things, I got to move different. I think of life even different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I watch movies different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for lessons in movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just watching, they did this, he smacked that bitch on the ass. Why did he smack on the ass? I'm just saying, like,
it got to be substance.
It's substance. Yeah, it's got to be substance to everything.
He likes substance, but doesn't listen to Kendrick, which is weird. That's
we
different.
gonna
get to that too. We're gonna get to that too. But man, to be honest with y'all, bro, when you find your purpose, man, like purposeful things that you locked in. How can I call you? You got Ron stuff, activity, whatever else, TL stuff. I can't call this man just for nonsense that don't have nothing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Man, I'm throwing you off your square. For what? What I'm calling you for? Just for some bullshit. You seen this? You seen this? No, you can't do that. People don't understand that. So, and they might say, oh, if you don't talk to him, hey man, LawMo, he don't need to talk to me no more. He don't mess with me no more. It's not that, bro. He's grown in the space to where he can't mess with you on that level. Or it's just whoever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a waste of time now. It's a waste of time.
That's
I
it.
had one of my employees do that. And because of where my mind's been for the past year, somebody came up here trying to pitch me some business idea for some product. Mm-hmm. They told my employee, one of my bartenders, they was pitching the whole idea. Now, I'm sitting down there. I'm listening, but I'm not listening. Because everybody knows the rules. The owner ain't here. So I make myself available.
Yeah.
So she's telling the girl I did and everything. And then the lady leave. But my bartender didn't tell me nothing. She ain't told me to say it's not come to me, said nothing to me. So at the end of the night, we cleaning up. I said, hey, what would that lady want? She says, none your time worth. I said, damn, who you can't tell me that? She says, Chris, you running the whole business. You got time to worry about somebody who's gonna make a fucking flyer? I said, all they wanted me is a flyer? Yeah, they wanted to make flyers for you. I said, we talking about like graphic arts? She says, no. Paper flyers and pass them out for you.
Make paper flyers for your business and pass them out?
Yeah.
That might have been worth your time.
It wasn't because I had to pay.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I get marketing.
Yeah.
But she was saying, because let me finish, she was saying that she didn't tell me about anything else marketing. She just said flyers.
Okay.
She didn't say social media.
Yeah.
She didn't say what else she's done. She just said, hey, I can make flyers and I can pass them out. But he just has to, this is my price.
So Chris, is this her business?
Is that the lady's business?
Nah. According to her, this is just some side stuff she does.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she was well in tune though to sense bullshit and not even bring it to me.
Yeah.
She says, Chris, now maybe 3 years ago, yeah, I would have took every little meeting I had.
Yeah.
But the fact that she was aware of where I was at mentally,
Yeah.
and not to even bring that to me, because I would look at her like this. And like, what else do I get out of that?
Yeah.
Not saying there's nothing wrong with flyers because it still works. But if you're not talking about anything else,
you just feel like you at a different level from that now. Like
right? But it made me think like people who really fuck with you and watching you, just like you said, you're not gonna call him on some bullshit.
Yeah.
Because for him to stop doing it got to make sense.
Facts.
For G.O. to stop what the fuck he doing.
Yeah.
It got to make sense.
Yeah.
Because his time is short. It's precious.
Yeah.
I got this. I got X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
My time is already compact.
Yeah.
So nigga, if I gotta add you to that slot, it better make fucking sense. So that goes for people around you as well. They gotta know what type of time you on.
Yeah.
I don't call you. Hey, H.O. Got this girl who want to do a party. Okay. What we talking about? When I get that, I make sure I got the date, I got the time, and I make sure to know, hey, my price ain't your price.
Yeah. Right.
I will let him get back to you for that. But I'm coming to him on money time because I know what type of gigs he got. He got mine. He got his own shit. That's based on, and what I mean by growth is, my therapist told me, she was like, growth is like, sometimes like flower. Sometimes you got to cut them weeds around it for that flower to grow. Because them weeds can restrain that flower from fucking growing.
Big facts.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to pull that shit away. So unfortunately, friends, family, sometimes they can be weeds. And if I ain't got other flowers next to me to help me grow, it's nothing to it.
You kind of set the standard for that. Like, because it takes the decisions and failures up to that point is what makes you in the position that you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the decision making is big.
It's very big.
Yeah.
So the failures of trying to hang out till 6 a.m. and doing business is the reason you be like, damn, I can't really do this shit anymore, or this cost me this, or you find yourself in positions of people not valuing your time and taking advantage of your time or taking advantage of your gift or even your friendship. You set the precedent to where you have to accept the growth and make the decision for me, my family, my business, whatever comes with it. It is what it is. And if my people that I think that care about me understands, they'll be there. We don't understand, like, every decision that we make has an impact.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
If I have a goal to get here and I have all this going on, how do I get from point A to point B? And a lot of times that comes to a realization, like, you know what? I got to sacrifice my time with them. I got to sacrifice this. I got to sacrifice that. But it's going to get me to where I want to go. I can't be happy trying to do everything else for everyone else or trying to still be cool if it's going to cost me my happiness in the end.
Yeah.
The people around you that see that are going to protect you. If they don't,
they see it.
Yeah.
It's going to still be people around you, but they don't see it.
they don't see it because they're not at that place.
Yep.
And with the one thing that,
He told me that all the time. He tells me that all the time.
like, seeing also comes with a certain vision that they have to have, because they gonna, especially like your friends or whatever, they're gonna look at you as still the same person that they grew up with.
Yep.
And if you hadn't done certain things that I guess show them one way or the other, they're gonna continue to look at you that way if that's where they're at, and you can't fault them for it. One thing I always tell people: you can't expect people to understand what you do.
Right.
You just do it, and if they come to an understanding, be mindful of that. Just because you're making the chance, you reaching out for something that's greater, don't mean people are going to understand and be happy for you.
Sure. Facts.
You know what I mean? It's because at the same time, they're not at that place.
Yeah.
Some people don't like to step out of their comfort zone.
No.
You know what made me? Who made me say about my comfort zone? So when we decided to go into partnership with Larry, my wife, I saw him DJ, and she loved the vibe that he was bringing, but we both were aware of the shit he had been doing. Like, he wasn't doing no small time shit. Like he was really, so we knew that in order to do business with him, we had to come correct. Whether it was with the price, whether it was with how we handle things. And my older brother has given me time to fix, alter, and change some things. He's giving me advice along the way, but me approaching him made me had to, one, correct how I looked at things because he looked at things a certain way. So in order to do business with people, a certain type of group, you gotta get there. So I can't look at things not like a businessman because I'm dealing with another businessman. Yeah. He's gonna do what's best for his brand and his business first. I have to do the same, but understand that I can't shortchange a motherfucker that know what he's doing.
No, you can't.
So it made me change my mindset of how I want to approach things and how I want people to approach me.
Yeah.
When it comes to business and relationship with your close, your peers, whatever, that's where a lot of the distinction come into play because it goes back to what I was saying earlier. They're going to most people look at you as that person that they grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not looking at it as a situation to where this business is taking care of this person and I need to take care and finance that. No, most of the time looking at you as a hookup for a discount so that they can get their business off the ground and they may or may not be able to help. They may not be able to help you.
So I'm going to be transparent. That was an issue for a minute.
I warned you of that.
People not taking my business serious. And one time, me and H.O. was talking. I was in the kitchen. I was pissed. I wasn't feeling it. What's wrong, little bro? I was like, man, motherfuckers taking advantage of not necessarily me, but for fucking me because this is my space. You behind my bar. You doing this, you doing that. Yeah. Asking for certain. I'm not saying everybody. Now, one thing I am blessed with that all my people pay. They do pay. But it's the other things that you realize don't really rub you the wrong way. Why the fuck you behind my bar? Like, if I don't hold you accountable but treating my space like it's a space, why the fuck would I expect my customers to do that? So then I had to really be a businessman and say, hey, if you don't work for me, get the fuck from behind my bar. I don't care who you are. Stay out my kitchen. If I don't pay you, stay out. Did it rough for some fellas? Yeah, because I could no longer say it the nicest way anymore.
Right.
And sometimes it gets to that point.
Yeah, it do.
It do.
But I warned you that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I warned you at the top. Like, while people are happy for you, it's still that they have to earn that level of respect for
That's
you.
all it's about. I was just finna go there. It's respect.
And they may not look at it that way because it's you. You see what I'm saying? And not understanding, like, at the end of the day, this still is his establishment.
Yeah. They can respect you.
Yeah.
All day. Like not doing nothing disrespectful, talking crazy, or physically trying to do nothing to you. I'm gonna tell you this. Once you start, I see a difference.
Yeah.
Once you start respecting your business a certain way, other people start respecting it a certain way.
Right.
I seen it.
Yeah.
I saw the transition. I watched it.
And the thing about it is people have to understand is your business and you are the same. Can't separate the two.
You can't.
No, you can't.
Yep. You are a brand.
You are a brand, so whatever you do to affect his brand, your brand goes back on you.
Yeah.
They're not conscious of it. It's a good time for them. Yeah. It's almost like I said, it's almost like, hey, somebody made it. We good. We could.
Calvin got a job.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just do it that way. And then then it gets to the point where, like, all right, how does this look?
Yeah.
Is this appropriate? Are my customers are affected by it?
Yeah.
What does it look like on me at the end of the day? Because I have to work here. You are coming here on a weeknight or a weekday, having your drinks or whatever, but I have to deal with whatever repercussions come afterwards.
It became that because it got like that when I was gone for a period of time. It was getting like that when I was here. And I had to, not my wife, but me, because it wasn't her people. It was my people. I had to really text some motherfuckers and be like, hey, you need to chill out. because
Are we putting this out there? I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
I ain't saying no names, but
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm just
but
make sure.
what I am saying is this, nigga, you know who niggas know who they are, and I'm not gonna hide that because this doesn't just go for me. This goes for anybody who has a group of friends or a community, and we need to start holding our family members accountable because we can affect one another. People who are trying to actually grow. So whatever example or thing I can say to say, hey, it don't matter who the fuck they are in your life. They cannot be a hindrance to your growth.
Yeah, and you have the option of cutting people off.
No matter what they label, and I had to make that very clear. It does not matter what label they have in your life. If they are hindering, if they're not growing with you, and everybody, and what I mean by this is this: they might not grow with you at your rate.
Yeah.
But if they're hindering your growth,
it
might not be. They might be growing, but it might not be at your speed.
Right.
But I don't give a fuck. As long as you're growing, I'm rocking with you.
Yeah, 1,000%.
It can be slow as fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, but I see you. I see you moving.
Yep.
I got you. I ain't going nowhere. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But don't hold me back either. So, but if I see that, it's a problem.
Right.
I'm no longer. I no longer want people to put themselves in positions to hold on to friendships or relationships that no longer benefiting them and theirs. Especially if you're taking care of kids or your wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit affects.
Yeah, it do.
It do.
So when I come in my space now, I partner with people I know who gonna respect the same, but also to hold me accountable.
Yeah.
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 But
my older brother scared the fuck out of me and my wife 3 weeks ago. But it was something that we needed.
Yeah.
It's something that put us. It made some things work. This fucking business has changed in a matter of a month of me being back, aesthetically, structurally, to the point I want my family members to come here. I want my friends. I want you to feel awkward. I don't want you to feel at home.
You don't want the comfort no more.
I don't want you. And that's for me. I don't want you to feel comfortable because if you feel comfortable, you're gonna do some shit.
But the point of feeling comfortable shouldn't feel comfortable at your hindrance. You should feel comfortable going on your partner's business and treating it like a business.
Correct.
Facts.
So,
Facts. Yep.
So but the thing is, I would rather you feel uncomfortable and not touch shit than get comfortable and be like, okay, I don't know what to do. Or no, because apparently I can't give you that anymore.
Right. You said something about you are your brand. It's not a separate entity, right?
no.
Man, that's so true. The Larry Hot brand, I'm finna tell y'all a true story. I one of my family members is locked up in a joint. Mm-hmm. Talked to him on Thanksgiving. He said, yeah, man, I'm in here with one of your homies. I say, what? He like, yeah. I'm like, who you talking about? He said the name. I'm like, no. Then he said it again. I'm like, oh, he in there? He like, yeah. He like, man, y'all real, y'all super cool. He's like, I told him, man, this is my blood, like this and that. So he's like, man, they in here thinking we cousins. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm saying that to say, we look at like places like jail and all that as a bad thing. But here's two people that met one person and a brand that know what I stand for as a person. And they could come together in they situations, it's not forever, it's temporary.
Yeah.
And they can, take that light that I shed on them, like by moving with integrity, like holding myself accountable for my brand and everything. And they like, man, we in here together like that. And I told them like, man, y'all stay solid in there, man, and keep y'all head straight and do this and do that. So I'm saying like, I'm in there, they talking about, oh man, who is Larry? in a pen. This is crazy. It's crazy, but I was just tripping when you said that. You're right. It's like, it's no separating. You are your brand. Now, it could have went a whole different way. What if I was doing some other stuff? Oh, you know what? Yeah, he a bitch ass nigga. He a this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man. But it's like, man, that's why I say that one line my old man taught me, all you guys your name. He drilled that in me. You know what I'm saying? And I take that with my brands. You gotta walk a certain way, man. You gotta make people respect you.
But
that's it.
Yeah, it's just always look at things as levels, right?
Yep.
They're the conversations to where, like, for instance, with us, all of us have identical situations to where we can understand what a person is thinking. So we can have a conversation about our brand and keep the friendship because ultimately we want to support each other.
Yeah.
But the people outside of that are in situations to where trying to figure things out, or they don't see certain level of success. So that respect for your brand is not there because at the end of the day, like I said, they're going to look at you as chops.
Yeah.
Now, if you were, and I hate to put it this way, if for some reason you had a fucking, I'm going to say it for some reason, when you have $1 million situation in franchise, now that respect is going to be there.
Yeah, motherfuckers, they respect results, not process.
Right. So you kind of have to understand that when you're taking this path of doing things on your own, when you having responsibilities, not even with a business, when you make that decision to have a family, when you make the decision to have some level of responsibility, and if they're not in that place, they try to separate that.
Yeah.
When in actuality, regardless of whether you feel uncomfortable or don't see, when you take on responsibility, that responsibility is you.
Yeah.
True.
When we have conversations, the conversations, at least with us in general, are how's your business, how your significant other. That's because that's pretty much where we at. Most people don't have that, or they don't consider that a thing to be acknowledged. It's more about the bullshit, which is cool. Everybody has their place. One thing that I did understand in life is everybody grow at their own pace.
1000%.
But you have the option to put people in the places that you want them to put them in.
Yep.
In some cases, you don't necessarily have to cut them off. Just put them in this place because they serve that purpose.
Boundaries, man. It's just.
If they the motherfuckers that you can just see and just laugh about 10 minutes, that 10 minutes might mean a lot.
Facts. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people understand their role eventually.
Yeah.
But if they don't, you just slowly just reel them out.
And I was watching some recently, a podcast. They was like, man, laughter is good, man. They like, you never know what somebody going through. And anything, like they like laughter can change your whole mood of your day.
It can. And one thing we do is laugh.
Yeah.
We're fortunate. And I'm saying that to say, like, we're fortunate to be in a position where us three can do this.
Yeah.
Because even though obviously it's going to be something bigger than we're going to envision, but the core of it is just us having a good time together while trying to build a business together. Something that we've been talking about for years. Now, mind you, I'm saying 3. So what I'm saying is, even with 3, most people that can't even start off with 3.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
In actuality, we can have a circle of 10 that can really put all this together in this situation, but you have to understand people have their own purposes, their own roles, and we're not trying to carry them. No. As a matter of fact, if they're trying to be involved, they have to have a certain purpose. Some of them don't understand their purpose yet, which is why they're not, you know what I mean? And it's nothing personal. No. It's one thing, like, I'll say this. Like, when it comes to, like, certain conversations, I will listen to everybody.
You better than me.
I would listen to everybody. Because you know what? Everybody loves to talk.
True.
Yeah.
But the people I pay attention to is the ones that follow through.
The doors.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the capacity to follow up on your dreams and ideas. It may be the greatest one in the world. But if you don't follow up with me to say, oh, I get this and got this, I got this, I'm just going to look at it like, all right, cool. I ain't going to be mad about it.
Yeah.
But don't, you have to learn that over time to where, like, because you never know. Some people really don't understand things until they put in that position. For the people that you're saying that didn't respect your business, didn't have to actually understand that this is your business till you put them in that place.
Correct.
In the beginning, it's all fun and games. This is cool. This is great, however. But now it's to the point where, like, all right, if I'm coming in this establishment, am I coming here to be a disruptor or I'm coming here to help?
Yeah.
Helping can also be just simply coming in just to sit down and have a drink. That's helping.
Yeah.
The next level can be, how can I assist?
How can I serve you?
How can I serve you?
Yeah.
But there's levels to it, and you'll find out everybody's level over time. Yeah. Some people are going to go 1 and 2.
Yeah, you're right.
Some people going to go down to 0.
Yeah.
Definitely
but you got to, as long as you understand what's happening, then you should be able to manage any type of disappointment or whatever the case may be. I always feel like that's the best way to manage any type of disappointment, which is why what I brought up earlier is like this level of like people being perfect. There's some people have their quirks.
Correct.
You have the choice. It's like dating, that which most people don't do. If you understand not only the beauty part of a woman, but you understand what you're gonna deal with that woman, if it's worth it and you can handle it, then you're able to deal with it a lot better than being in a situation where you only paying attention to the ass and titties and then get mad when you know that she's gonna smack the shit out of you every morning for checking your phone and shit like that.
Right.
And if you don't want to deal with that other part, then you get out of it.
And don't jump back in it.
Don't jump back in it.
Don't jump back in it.
But the problem is we all reach for everybody. We want everybody to have all the positives and don't understand the negatives make that person. You have to understand people.
Yeah. It's just knowing that people don't have the capacity to handle certain things too. Like your capacity level for certain things might not be. I might can't handle that.
No.
LawMo might can't handle it. So I learned that from people too. Patience. I learned patience.
My favorite 2 words right now is patience and consistency.
Yeah. You gotta have them. You got to have them.
I think if you can practice those 2, I think life would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know what helps that though? What I just said, understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you, like I said, if you reach it for something that you've never done before, then you should also understand that it's going to take for you a while to get it.
Ooh. Yeah.
Because you don't have the blueprint. It's not like a instruction book to get from point A to point B. Because even if you do get the instruction book, your path of doing it is going to be completely different than what somebody's told you.
Yeah, you're right.
When you're trying to grow, it's hard to grow in an environment when no one else around you understands it. Yeah. So now you defeat yourself in the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When in actuality, you just need to stand your ground and believe in what you're doing despite it all. And the more that you continue to fight yourself and make yourself believe, eventually you're going to look behind and realize what you accomplished.
Well, listen, y'all. I asked that question because I think that's a question that needs to be asked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ask the people. The show question. Ask the people.
Listen, I know I say a lot of crazy shit on here.
That's why he kicked it up. He was trying to get some brownie points for the top. He's been waiting for this moment because he's been looking like an asshole for 17 episodes.
17 years. Definitely an asshole for 17 episodes. But I asked that question. You know what? Let me do this, and we can wrap it up. We can wrap this up like this. Q. Growth to change.
You know, it's crazy. I've been dealing with this actually throughout this year. I would say growth, because with growth, it has to be some changes within that. Let's say you want to plant a tree, or something like an apple tree or something like that.
Just a Jed, like, knowledge we hear from.
So let me ask you a question real quick. Do you grow out of it or do you change it? Because that's 2 different things.
Grow out of it.
Okay.
Overall, what the little analogy I was trying to make, like putting the seeds into the ground to plant that tree is going to change the soil of the ground in order for that tree to grow. So, but growth is definitely more important. That's why I had to realize, because I just been dealing with a lot of stuff to where I felt like I needed to get to a certain level, but I didn't want to grow. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was just one of those things where I wanted to get to that certain level while staying within the same wavelength. Yeah. You know, staying the same like type of person, and that just doesn't work. No, I gotta grow. I gotta grow the hell up.
You know, but you know something though. Sorry to cut you off.
That's growth right there, though, bro.
No, that's real growth right there.
Yeah.
What I want to say to I guess I'm speaking directly to you, but just anybody else, I think sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit of growth.
Grace.
Like sometimes you look at a goal and you think you should be at that goal and you bust your ass for that goal and don't realize all that you've gained reaching for that goal. So a lot of times we beat ourselves up and not understanding that you're growing and you're not giving yourself enough credit of what you accomplish along the way.
Yeah.
So not to say that's in your situation, but I am saying sometimes you really have to take a step back and really appreciate what you have done. And that might even help you grow even more because you're not so worried about where you're not at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And it's funny you say that because in the midst of me being upset that I'm not at a certain level, at the same time, I'm kind of appreciative about certain things that transpire within my life to where I'm at right now. Because in a lot of cases, I would get depressed about like, man, why did I do that? Why did I make that mistake? Why did I do this and that and this? I would literally get depressed and just be angry at myself. But at the same time, I would think like, well, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have this to contribute to the certain situation that I need to take care of at this moment. You know what I mean? If I didn't have that experience of, making that mistake and going down the route I should have went, I wouldn't have the knowledge and the wisdom to give to either myself or to somebody else who's about to make that mistake, who's about to go down that wrong route. I wouldn't have that wisdom. So, I mean, that is just that big dichotomy right there that I deal with a lot. So,
Yeah. And
Look that word up.
yeah.
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 And the thing about what you said too, I think people have a bad habit of missing out on information because they're looking at the source of the information.
Hell yeah.
For instance, let's say, I'm not saying this is you. You failed at basketball, right? You was in high school, you was in college. However, you got all the skills and knowledge of the game to pass to someone else. Most people will look at you as a failure. So look at you as like you're not even worth it because of what you've accomplished. However, they can use that information to use, one, obviously as information, skill, and everything comes from somewhere. But two, what not to do. Always live by this motto of smart people learn from their mistakes. Wisdom comes from others. A lot of times that we look at other people and we don't really pay attention to the information that's presented in front of us. You can listen to somebody tell a story and they can tell you everything right. You can also listen to that same story and say, I can also flip it and do it this way as well. Information just don't come from you on a sourceful level. You have to take that information and apply it to yourself to make sure it's resourceful for you.
Yeah.
That's from anybody. If somebody's telling you some fucked up shit, then I shouldn't tell nobody no fucked up shit.
Yeah, you're right.
You should know.
You know what I'm saying? You should know. I just say that we don't really grab as much as information as we need to. Because a lot of change in information we feel like only applies to us when it affects us. When you can actually get ahead of that and understand that everybody around you is telling you a story. Everybody around you is giving you information. It don't take long to process that, but you have to want to process it. It takes for you to experience something to learn something instead of you learning from other people. That's what I'm trying to say.
The experience is the best teacher.
Experience is the best teacher and is the most permanent teacher. But a lot of times, too, you can learn a lot of stuff ahead of time just to even be prepared for what you're about to learn.
Yeah.
You know? And speaking about to learn, I need to learn. I need to know from the Drake attorney to my right what the fuck Drake is doing. Speaking of learning lessons.
What is you all's case?
With these two lawsuits.
Yeah,
so just in case nobody knows in this, I'm quite sure everybody knows. Yeah. But quite shortly, the first case is more of using finances to fund his quote unquote competition.
Okay.
Bad practice. The second one is for I hate to say the word wrong, defamation of character.
But the question is this, so let me make this clear. But you all are not exactly suing Kendrick, but Universal Music Group.
Right.
Yeah, so
Bitch shit.
I don't think it's too much of bitch shit. See, it's something behind it, you know.
What's behind it?
It's a bigger play.
It's a bigger play. It's know
what you all got. What you all got up your sleeve?
I can't disclose being his part of this. It's a secret society. Always asks his price.
So let me ask you.
So I can't disclose all this.
You can't disclose all that. So let me ask you: when you found out that he was dropping not one, but two lawsuits in this situation, what did you think?
I laughed. I thought it was funny. Like, damn, well, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man. So then I'm like, let me see. So I saw it wasn't a personal attack towards Kendrick. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, what is? It's something else behind it. The details will come out soon.
So you think the other shoe hasn't dropped yet?
Nah, not yet.
As far as what we see is that he's suing for something he's benefited from as well.
Yeah, but it's a greater good.
What's the greater good?
You don't know yet.
We'll see. Y'all have to wait for this one. You know, it's a secret society. All we ask is trust.
For everything I've watched and seen, everybody does think that another shoe's about to drop.
It is, yeah.
Or if he's trying to make his way out of his deal. That's been the rumors. He's trying to find a way to get out of his deal so he can go to Warner or whoever else. Also, too, what I've read, Universal Music Group is not budging either. They're like, nah. What you're blaming us for is what you benefited from as well. Okay. It can be a stalemate. I definitely think it's a stalemate.
Okay.
Also too, I think there's nothing to settle on. Everybody that's went down this road ain't really lived to tell the story of this magnitude. Yeah, you got the 2000 some swindle of Frank Ocean, but he had to put out an album in order to get out.
Yeah.
What kind of just baffles me is that what you're suing, you benefited from extremely a lot.
And who was caused though? As another artist.
So So my thing is this: it comes off until the other shoe drops, it comes off a little selfish because now are you trying to protect the artist now when you weren't protecting them when you first was doing this?
Look, man.
Did you give a fuck about the other artists?
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, you care about
him. I will be optimistic with Drake and say, I hope whatever you're looking for, you get. But on the real shit behind it, this is a great marketing ploy to help yourself back. If you're telling me that he's doing these lawsuits to save indie artists in the music industry.
And he's not an indie artist.
Not only that, like he mentioned earlier, you're suing for something that's you're benefiting for, if not more than any artist in the past. If for some reason everybody was bumping Family Matters as hard as Not Like Us, they would have boosted that shit just as much.
So you say he's suing the machine?
Yeah, he's suing the machine. But the reality is, if everything, like I said, I don't know his dealings, but if everything is saying his dealings is, this is just a play in the game to figure out whatever he's trying to do. Yeah. From my understanding of it, he's already recouped the money that he got paid for in this last deal from 4 years ago. It's about getting more of the pie.
Yeah, that's how it is. Really.
So if you're going to get more of the pie, you're going to play certain games. Now, would he have want to play this game after what happened if he had won the battle? I highly doubt it. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because Drake fans have a very strong stance of what he's doing, and I'm thinking to myself, when has he shown this savior mentality before? What I have seen. All
that is what, Q? What is it? That's growth. Yeah, let's go. Go ahead.
Oh, hell no.
Let's go. Let's
now,
go.
The crazy part, see the crazy part about it You made me lose my train of thought. Say that bullshit.
Growth, baby. Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping that's the case because two things can be true. Drake can genuinely be trying to sue the machines for misdealings that the music industry does completely all the time to help artists behind him. That can definitely be true. What can also be true is this is just some bullshit to throw out there as a last-ditch effort to get what he wants.
What do we want?
Either more money or out his deal so he can get more money.
So this
More
has,
of the pie.
Okay.
More of the pie,
So-
more money, which can be some form of ownership, in which, hell no, they're not finna do that shit. You know what I mean? This lawsuit is like a public nightmare. Like, for someone at his stature, and we mentioned it earlier, to pull this move, now you're opening floodgates for anybody else to do this same bullshit. Here's another problem that I have. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just saying this. I have an issue with people saying, you know, being the DV, you know, that's nothing like, you know, calling somebody a PDF. If we are in a world, and I'm not trying to quantify this shit, but if you're just gonna make normalize and dequantify DV at all, we're in a sick fucking world to where that's so common that that's not, fuck all that, you know, Drake can say that. I have a huge problem with that. And that's like the biggest defense. Like, that's okay to say to somebody. What if, I put it this way, what if Jay-Z retaliated in that Solange video?
It's over.
What if he did that? You don't think his career would be damaged?
Damage, nigga. You on camera hitting a woman, nigga. This is a rap.
You know,
It'll be some damage control he has to do.
I'm saying the video
so if
got
the
leaked.
video-
If let's say that
okay.
you're watching the video, you see how that she's attacking, he's being cool.
Yeah.
What if he attacked and slapped the shit out of it?
And Ray Rice.
I'm saying because Ray Rice got caught by the elevator.
He let him back. Even he was forget. And crazy about this, his wife got on camera and did a whole interview and forgave his ass.
Yeah.
So
and they still let his ass back in the league.
Yeah.
So if let's just say this, I'm gonna play hypothetical. If Drake is, and I know what Drake is referencing because everyone has referenced this little situation in Vegas with Kendrick or whatever the case may be. Let's just say there's video of it.
Yeah.
And the video comes out now. Do you not think it's going to damage his career, especially with the Super Bowl? If it's true?
So what's the room?
Rumor has it there's a situation in Vegas, and now they're saying some confusion between him and Diddy. I don't know everything, but pretty much there was a scenario in a room with a woman that was beaten.
Okay.
The rumor has it there was a situation in Vegas and Kendrick Lamar was involved, which is why Drake made the reference of beating his wife. Now, Kendrick has addressed it on the Breakfast Club, but nobody knows if it was really true. The only thing that people have is this girl who worked at the hotel who gave a story about, basically, I guess she was security. She went up to the room. She couldn't even think of the rapper's name at first until somebody just said Kendrick Lamar. And so that's how that rumor just kind of just...
Yeah, but see, if she don't know rappers like that, I gotta say any fucking name and she would have said yeah.
So with that story being out, that rumor out, that's what Drake used.
Okay.
If I'm saying, I'm not saying it's alleged because, like I said, obviously we don't know if that's true or not. But if it is true, you don't think that can damage Kendrick's career?
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, it definitely can. But at the same time, when it came to them battling, a lot of shit that we either both could have been saying could have been fabricated.
Yeah.
I mean,
exaggerated just because it's the name of battle.
Yeah.
And two, no one has proof of anything.
Right.
So if he's going on this alleged thing, he's saying that just to put doubt in his belief in his fans' minds.
Yeah.
That's the same thing Kendrick did. Hey, I don't know what you doing. Shit,
Right.
look what he did. It's been proof, I guess, that there isn't another child as far as that. But he's saying it because it just puts doubt. Because you did hide one, what we make you think you ain't hide another one?
But see, that's what.
So
But see,
it happens like this. So I really want this shit to be over with.
it's not going nowhere. I'm just not
keep
going
on-
anywhere. It's not going nowhere.
popping up.
Because I'm saying even with the lawsuit shit, like I think you could have had a lawsuit without even bringing Kendrick in this shit. If he's not being sued, if you're not suing him,
Yeah.
then keep it on the merit as I'm suing UMG for X, Y, and Z. But also too, when I said bitches, because I don't think where we come from is that I'm not going to snitch on the plug.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm benefiting from the nigga, I'm not fucking with you over that. But I might say, hey, bro, you doing this shit, you doing bogus. But then two, if I got a problem with a nigga, if it's definition of character, Universal Music Group didn't do that. They didn't write them lyrics. Kendrick did. So target him directly. But now you want to attack the big machine because it doesn't make you it don't make you like much of a bitch. Because who sues a rapper after you lost the battle? That looks like some bitch shit.
But essentially that's what it looks like.
That's what I'm saying.
It look like that, but it's an overlay for the underlay.
I hope so.
It is.
I hope so.
I mean, because I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but if I already could see his motives of being just him, like he wants something, that's what he's gonna go after, and he's using it regardless. To me, I think Drake is smart enough to understand what the public's perception is gonna be.
What I've been reading and when I watch other videos and everything, some people say this could have been this might have been an ongoing thing before
It was
the Kendrick thing,
Yeah.
and then the Kendrick thing just kind of amplified it.
Yeah.
Like he's been trying to work some shit out with them for a while now.
Yeah.
Ergo, that's why he's been putting out mid projects.
Yeah.
Look at how he toured.
Yeah. They said
Like I said, it can be a business play. We don't know. It just sounds crazy on the hip hop tip because I guarantee you, if Kendrick Lamar would have threw out a lawsuit right after Family Matters dropped, saying how the record label is trying to defame me and defame my family, motherfuckers would look at him like he's soft.
Styles P, he is like, he loved Drake, but the only thing he don't like is you can't change the rules of battle rap.
Yeah. He's on stay up there, man. We like you up there.
Stay up there. So you can't change the rules. So the cloth Kendrick's cut from is it's all fair in this shit.
But it's not only all fair. I know what you're going to do.
Don't
do it.
Right, listen, it was what it was. It went the way it went.
Right.
And just like we all thought, okay, it's over with. It's all fair. They shit was said, you know.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, here come the lawsuit. But the lawsuit looks like it's towards Kendrick.
Right.
It's about Kendrick, but it's not towards Kendrick.
Right.
So
petition. I'm sorry. It's a petition.
Petitions. Yeah, petition. I think he just on cherry bomb mode. Like, you know what? I don't give a fuck no more. Just here.
Right.
Y'all did this with him.
Right.
And usually, like, we got siblings.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in trouble, I don't give a fuck who in trouble now. Look here, nah. Yeah, I got my ass whooped, but he did this, he did that. Nah, yeah. Right. But Chris, you did it too. I don't give a fuck. I'm talking about him. So it's like what he's doing is your petition is about something that we know your career has benefited from.
Yeah.
You've had a trajectory and a wave I don't think we've ever fucking seen before that lasted this fucking long.
Yeah.
It's like, so I give you that credit. I don't think we've seen a wave that lasted this fucking. You gotta stand up too. Yeah. And he seems a little too comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Y'all tripping, man. How you get y'all life together, man? Get some water in y'all body, baby. Get some water in y'all body, baby. You know what I'm saying? No.
I think he been drinking J-Mo.
I know he drinking that J-Mo. You know what I'm saying? But after a certain point, and I don't want to keep harping on him because he didn't really help me out understanding over here this attorney.
You gotta wait for a minute,
you know what
man. You know,
I think
it's a secret society. All we ask is trust.
I think you understand people after a while. I feel like he operates, I guess in a different selfish manner, and I'm only can go off information that I've heard. See, I don't know him. He's probably a cool ass guy, but I'm only saying that, and this is the information I'm gathering from. When you look at the results of his reaction of the Pusha T situation, he never acknowledges. Well, I could be wrong. I don't recall him acknowledging his part in playing with it, or he may have disregarded the simple fact.
I don't think he said anything about any battle, really.
But I'm going off to like the whole LeBron shop interview where he was basically talking about how he understands hip hop, but there's certain times that like things can go too far. Well, why even get to that point? You have already have done this situation of bringing somebody's wife or hinting at somebody's wife before Pusha T by mentioning Kim and all this other shit. Like he has a thing of picking at people's women. And then when someone comes harder, now it's too, it's too much. So you give him that or whatever, what Pusha T said about his producer. Fine. Years later,
tick, tick, tick.
you make the same mistake of mentioning someone's wife. Like, why are you constantly, like, he is a habitual line stepper. Like, I have to put Charlie Murphy, like, it's a habitual line stepper move to constantly make the same mistakes and not learn from it. And then get mad or want to play victim of something like, it went too far.
Well,
What put Push over the edge with that battle?
I don't think I'm pushing him over there. I thought it was all. I'm a firm believer it's all fair and love when it comes to that shit.
You talking about him winning?
Him winning, yeah.
I think he said something that no one else knew at the time.
I
I think he said something and that was true because then all of a sudden, here comes the child and everything. And two, he touched on something that Kendrick touched on after the fact, but we found that there is an actual mole in your fucking camp because how does this nigga know shit? And then he went on a fucking interview and told you everything who
I don't believe him.
who he went on Joe Budden and told you who told him, how he found out about your man 40. He broke it down.
Yeah, as far as Push is concerned, and I'm gonna stick straight to the music on it. While people say yes, he exposed something of Drake that people didn't know as far as the kid part is concerned. That is so surface of what that track really is. It's just about exposing who this person is and why he is this way. It goes from how his parents, his relationship with his parents. It goes from not being understanding who you are and being proud of who you are and feeling like you're trying to do more to be black enough. Like, the reason why that track works because it may not be the most lyrical track, but it really breaks down in a person's character. The reason why Ether worked besides the word ether is the same exact way it broke down Jay-Z's character. Like, it's not even, like I said, yeah, you can love the part where he say, fuck Jay-Z, the whole line with Diddy and Dame Dash and all that type of stuff, all that shit is surface. But when you look at what he was saying from point A to point B, it broke down somebody to where, like, even Jay had that hard time responding to.
Yeah.
Same thing with Drake. It's a hard time responding to something. Sure, he can't say nothing grander than I had a kid, but why are you in this situation? Why are you wearing blackface? People forget about that cover. Why are you wearing blackface? It's the same thing with Kendrick. The reason why the Not Like Us work, not only because it's a bop, but it's breaking down the character of Drake and putting everything together that people have said over the years.
It definitely was a story. It definitely was a story.
Especially with the Atlanta verse.
The response we got after all that, then all of a sudden we get GNX, which a lot of people believe that's not his actual album. It's just a warm up. You know what, nigga? They're disrespectful.
No, it's just, it's this.
Are you fluffing that shit?
He is.
I don't know what to be upset.
Don't worry. 3 months from now.
Oh, 3 months from now.
3 months from now. Because what's gonna happen is he gonna hear it too many times, and it's gonna catch him. And he's like, damn, you know what? That shit do got a fucking bop to it. You know what I'm saying? Drake ain't putting no shit out. He just out here suing people.
Like, you say them cute. Like I say, I gotta get out of these.
You know what I mean? Like,
you can't play that. You can't play that on your turntables.
Oh, hey, it ain't in there.
like, no.
You can't play Drake suing nobody on your turntables.
I mean,
he got enough hits already.
You right? I give you that.
I mean, but we know he's a Drake.
So I heard it. Q said you heard a little bit of it. Never mind.
Just a little bit. One thing I got to mention, Drake actually has a supporter in this endeavor. Guess who it is?
Diddy. R. Kelly.
From Master Flex.
Because he's talking about the payola stuff.
Exactly.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you
something he benefited from too.
He says he didn't.
That nigga's lying.
I mean, it's not like
He's been getting paid for a long time now, nigga. Shut up.
I mean, if
Let's say
Flex ain't
he
doing
been
it,
against
right?
that machine though. He
I
always
mean, but
talk
he
crazy
been
about
against
it.
the machine. So it's like, if you, like I said, that's why I said it's you putting a lawsuit out there and you putting it out in a way to make you fight against the machine. You're gonna have people that support that, regardless of
one thing I learned is this: it's always a company that is trying to reinvent the wheel. Oh, it's not a Ponzi scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. So just because we call it a different thing don't mean it ain't payola.
Yeah.
Just because you found a way to make it look better doesn't mean you're not getting paid. Yeah, it might not be cash you out, but if you're getting some type of kickback on the back end somehow, and it just looks more favorable, does not mean so you're against the machine because either you're not benefiting from it this way or you want a bigger cut from the machine. We only got a problem with some shit when it don't benefit us. Because if they was sliding you some shit the way you supposed to be, you wouldn't have a problem, or you ain't getting enough. Now the problem is the machine has picked their winner.
Those ain't catching it.
You want to squabble up, nigga?
We're catching it.
Squabble up.
He did a quick skim of the.
He didn't listen to it.
He didn't listen to it at all, but he did a quick skim of Kendrick GNX album because he's fighting hard to fight this case for Drake. And it hasn't done anything of this episode. I'm really disappointed. I thought he was gonna get some insight, some understanding to it. I'm like, you know what? I'm cool. I'm with Drake.
I thought because he's a DJ and he actually does his homework, I'm disappointed he didn't do his homework so he can give us really thought-provoking insight on why he does not like the album. But the fact this nigga only listened to 30 seconds, 10 seconds of each album, I don't think you all should trust anything he says.
He's a Drake stan.
It's a secret society. All we ask is trust.
Don't trust him because he hasn't done his due diligence, people.
It don't matter. It don't matter. He literally just said, I watch movies for substance. I want to study substance. And then gave Kendrick Lamar a 10-second preview of each track.
Yeah.
Where's the
not songs, movies.
Saddens me, man. I'm disappointed in you.
Look at this guy.